So I think this is just a perfect time for me to unlock this conversation about emotional biases. And you might not ever have just taken into consideration what your emotional bias might be. So there's three biases I need you to really pay attention to, and trust me, if you can get this, you'll be as free as this moment I'm about to share with you shortly. So there's three types of biases that you have to be aware of. Number one is projection bias. I know throughout the day at some point you find yourself upset with people for whatever reason. You disagree with somebody for whatever reason. And projection bias suggests that the only time that you get upset with somebody is because they have done or said something that you don't believe that you would have done, right? Think about that for a second. When you get upset, when you get frustrated with someone, it is because you look at them and be like, why would you say that? Right? Why would you do that? What you're actually saying is that that's not what you would do. That's called projection bias. And when we're talking about practicing emotional intelligence, we want to be mindful that we no longer want to be locked into being bothered by what somebody else does, but we'll ask ourselves this ultimate question: why does this even bother us in the first place? Then there's confirmation bias, where you end up going to somebody that you know, that you love, that you respect, and you go tell them about the situation that pissed you off in the first place, right? The one you had projection bias about. And then you go to them and you tell them your side of the story, and because they're your folks and they're your ride or die, what do? They agree with you, they support you, they validate the thing you believed in the first place. And so guess what that's called? Confirmation bias, right? Because you didn't went to somebody. So if you went to your loved one and told them your side of the story and they agreed with you, that confirmed, right, the original bias that you had. Is called confirmation bias. Now guess what? When that happens, because your folks told you that you were right, now all of a sudden you felt like there's no other option. So now you missed the opportunity to learn from a situation, to take in more perspectives, because you have just confirmed your original bias or projection bias. So we want to be mindful of that projection bias. Anytime we get upset with somebody, bothered, irritated, it's because they did or said something that we wouldn't do. At least we think we wouldn't do. And so it's bothering us. Then we go tell somebody about what we experience. It's somebody who rocks with us. They confirm it. And now it's confirmation bias. So now I'm locked into that belief. So now I miss an opportunity to learn from that. And then the last one out of the three, projection bias, confirmation bias, is status quo bias, right? So many of us want things to stay the same. But when you think about this environment, I told you I want to unlock and make you free. You think about where I'm at right now. Oh, it's so free right now. And you would have to come out of your comfort zone to be able to experience nature on this level. So status quo bias means that you don't want to change. You keep doing things the same. And all of it is related to how you get up every day and how you are emotionally charged or how you feel. And the reality of life is that everything that is of great opportunity to you is on the other side of I don't feel like it. So emotional bias is something I really want you to embrace and take in for today. Be mindful of projection bias, confirmation bias, and status quo bias. Projection, you project out to others how you think things should be said or done. Now, whether it's right or wrong, that's what you think. Confirmation, you take that information to someone who you is going to side with you. Therefore, you think that that's the right thing to do. And then status quo bias. You never want things to change. You want everything the same. And in this moment right here, what I'm experiencing in these redwoods and all this openness, something I never would have just stepped out and done, to be here in this moment. I had to share with you because I am unlocking my status quo bias on my day to day to get in a space so I can experience new things so I can go to a new level. And that's something that you can take with you to the bank. Peace.